Hello, this is Skele4Christ with you once again. It's been a while since I've made a video, but I've been rather busy and a lot's been going on in my life. A lot of negative things, some positive things, but it's really one of the positive things that I want to focus on in this video, and that is child sponsorship. Now, what is child sponsorship? Some of you may not know. It's where you go through an organization and pay a certain amount of money per month, and they use that money to help a child get clean water, medicine, food, and education, and usually it's done for children in third world countries. Now, some of you may have picked up from my other videos that I am a big help the poor sort of person, and I feel like that's one of the main things, other than share the gospel, that Jesus called us to do. So I'm a big advocate of this, and just this morning actually I sponsored my first child, a little girl from Guatemala, and the scope of the problem really hit me, how many children I could not sponsor. My process for finding them was basically going through, I knew I wanted a child from either Guatemala or Nicaragua because I feel like that's where God is leading me, and I've figured that through many hours of prayer and researching various places in the world. But regardless, I knew that's where I wanted the child to be from, so I just started looking through the children from those places on World Vision's website, because that's the organization I go through, because I've done so much, the famines and all kinds of stuff with them, and I know that they're credible and trustworthy. So I just go through their website with Guatemala or Nicaragua is the only country that I'm looking through, and I'll just pray, God, if you want me to consider sponsoring this child, please direct my heart towards them. Let my heart just go out to them. And, I'd pray this through each child and think about it and look at the information on them. And it came up with 18 kids. And so for a couple days, I just, prayed over it. And some of them ended up getting sponsored by other people, so they were taken down from the website. And so the numbers narrowed, and God really narrowed me down to these 5 gals. And this morning, I prayed about it, and I chose one of them. And now I'm trying to get friends of mine to help me afford to sponsor the others, because they haven't yet been adopted. I'm not adopted, they haven't yet been sponsored. I frequently say adopted, but I think that's with this, so if I do, you know that I mean sponsored. It's just that the level of commitment that I take with this, it's almost like I'm adopting them, except that they're in another part of the world and I don't get to see them. But I view it as the same sort of level of commitment in saying that I'm here to support this child until, or even after, they are 18, if the situation allows. So I will do whatever I can for them. I will pray for them. I will write them letters. I will send them stuff. I'll make sure that they're doing okay. So it's that level of commitment, and it's that level of commitment that really makes a difference in kids' lives. It makes a difference if a sponsor just sends money, but it really makes a difference and really makes an impact for Christ if you go out and you send them gifts, you write them frequent letters asking how they are, finding out about them, showing them that you care and that they're not just some random kid or whatever, but letting them know that they're valuable and they matter to you. So, ultimately the point of this is to say, pray about this, go onto World Vision's website, worldvision.org, or if there's another website or organization that does this that you trust more than World Vision, go to their website and just start praying for and about these kids and where in the world the Lord wants you to adopt these, sponsor these kids from, and where and which kids in that place you can minister to best, and ask the Lord to point you towards those kids. So I pray that you, are blessed with this message and take it seriously. I seriously think the way that you'll be most blessed with it is if you do something with it, because that's what I've found is, let me actually go ahead and tell you sort of how it came about a few days ago that I decided to do this. Because a few days ago, like this time last week, tell me that I'll be sponsoring a little girl from Guatemala, and I probably would have laughed. It's something that I wouldn't have minded doing, but it wasn't something that I actually thought, I can do this. It sounded too heavy, too big, but and at that point, it wasn't actually even anywhere close to on my mind that this is something I could do. I knew that God was, leading me towards Guatemala and Nicaragua or Honduras or in that general Central America zone, but it really came about actually through kind of a funny little series of events. I was checking the statistics on a video I made for the 30-hour famine on YouTube, and I saw another video that I wanted to watch about the 30-hour famine, and so I watched it, and that had a video about child sponsorship on it, and so I watched that video, and that kind of made me interested, and so I went to World Vision's website, and on the website I looked up sponsor child, and it was kind of right in there that God spoke to me. I'm not exactly sure the moment, but it was somewhere in that process and said, you need to sponsor a child. And so I said, okay. And I did it. And with that sort of attitude, I got like so much more blessing than if I'd just been like, no, that's crazy. I like my money. I don't want to spend half of my income on this kid that I may never meet. So I just want to encourage you, if God speaks to you and says do it, even if it's not sponsoring a child, if it's anything, and God says do it, do it. Because no matter how it turns out, no matter what you lose, God will bless you in some way that's even better than the pain or the loss. And I promise you that sponsoring a child, I know I've only been doing it for a day, but from what people have told me about it and from my own personal feelings on it, it's one of the least painful ways that you can follow God, because you don't jeopardize any friendships, you're not in any danger. You're really only giving $30 and a little bit of your time to communicate with and love and pray for this kid. So there's really almost no easier way to serve Christ and serve the poor than through this. So that's just worth thinking about, and definitely pray about it. And God bless you all, and I pray that you do something with this.